What's up, YouTube? Simply like here. And today I have an epic video for you guys, but it's going to be a little more Roman-like. And, but yeah, so we're going to be talking about kind of Simply Unlucky being a full-time channel, being a full-time show, me being a full-time content creator, and then Patreon, and then a little more about me, you know, if you guys want to know a little bit more kind of how the whole Simply Unlucky business came to be. And so this video might be a little longer, and it's gonna be a little more chill, but yeah. So let's check out these different things and let's talk about them together. And so first off, though, I'm gonna start with, if you guys think, you know, Simply Unlucky is this just money whore business, and I don't care about my viewers, and I don't care what kind of content I post, and if it sucks, I post it anyways, and I just want you guys to just watch it, and I want to make money off you. You probably shouldn't be watching this video, and you probably should not be subscribed to Simply Unlucky. And so just a quick kind of, you know, disclaimer for those that shouldn't be here. You know, you probably shouldn't be here. And so, all right, so going on from the haters real quick. So yeah, when I first started Simply Unlucky back when I was about 18 years old, so it's almost 6 years ago now, and yeah, I started Simply Unlucky, and when I first started, you guys, I was just like, dang, I can't wait to start creating content, you know, for YouTube. You know, I think I'd be so good at it, and I wanted people kind of just to experience that nostalgia and that enthusiasm and that attitude, that positivity that I had towards Yu-Gi-Oh at the time, and I just wanted others to partake in that because, you know, that's just kind of what I wanted to do. And so yeah, and so I started doing it, and then, you know, after like a year or whatever, you know, I ended up getting a year or two, actually, around 2012, I ended up getting like 100,000 subscribers, and I was like, holy crap, you know, I can do this full time, and, you know, this is something, not full time, but I can actually make money off of this, and you know, this is something that's really, really awesome. And so at that time, I was thinking, you know, I really want to make a business out of this. This would be pretty freaking sweet. And so 2013 kind of came around, and I was actually starting to visit, you know, like VidCon, and talking to different sponsors and networks and seeing how all that worked. And you guys, I made a lot of mistakes and I lost a lot of money, but I also made, along the way, you guys, I made some really good connections and some good friends. And so I'm really glad that things kind of just played out how they did, because I learned a lot. And yeah, so that was like 2013, and then 2014 came, and it was actually around this time, August 2014 or something like that. I posted a video where, or I didn't post videos for a little bit, and then I posted a video where I got robbed. And yeah, you know, this, and before, a little disclaimer again, you guys, like, this is not supposed to be a pity party or anything like that. Like, if you think I'm here and really trying to get you guys to do things through pity, once again, you probably should not be subscribed to Simply Unlucky. Okay, so but yeah, so this isn't supposed to be a pity party. This is just, you know, what happened, and it's just very disappointing for me as a content creator and as a person. And so back in 2014, you know, I got robbed, and I, just to explain it to you guys, I was with my friends, and, you know, when you're with your friends, you like to show off kind of your badass collection. You guys all do, you know, like, we all have our coolest cards, and we're kind of just going through them, and we're just, you know, like, at the time I had, just to like help you guys understand, and it was about a $6,000 collection, probably more. I had Book of Moons, super rares, I had super rare bottomlesses, I had my 3 first edition Mint Mirror Forces that I had all pulled from boxes. Like, this was my product, you know. These are, I mean, not my product, these are my cards, you know, that I've pulled throughout the years, being Simply Unlucky, of just taking part in Yu-Gi-Oh. I remember I got a Yu-Gi-Oh collection stolen when I was like 16, so it was cards that I've gathered, you know, since I was about 16 years old. And it was crazy, and it was all my favorite cards, and it was like, you know, you go out and you get the staples at the highest rarity, because you know you're going to be putting them all the decks, and that's why I really love doing deck profiles, you guys. It was like, I had all my super awesome rare cards, and like, I've had all my 6 samurai decks, you know, try to bling them out each time I do a deck profile. And so, like, I had my blinged out 6 samurai deck, my blinged out Blackwing deck, and I think artifacts were a thing at the time or something like that. So I had all these first edition cards, you know, that I've pulled through these packs. It was like my favorite cards, and I was like, what? You know, it didn't make sense to me, and so, like, I just started freaking out, you know, and I was just like, okay. And then I like tore apart my house again, and it was those cards that you're with, that you have when you're with your friends. So like it's the best of the best. Like the cards that I take out just for when I'm playing with my friends, not when I go to a big tournament. So also what I had in there, because we were doing a Magic draft, I had my unhinged lands. And so if you guys don't know what Magic is and what unhinged lands are, they're John Avon's lands, and I might be saying something wrong here, and I'm sorry if you're a big Magic fan, but basically John Avon did these lands for unhinged, and it was basically the only cards that were actually worth that much out of unhinged. And I had all foil unhinged lands. Each one of those lands is now worth $30 to $50. I had 10 of each land, and in my backpack. And so just doing a little math, let's just make it easy for us. So 10 times 5, they're worth 40 a piece. So $400 for each set of 10 times 5, 2,000. So it's $2,000 worth of unhinged foil lands. And it was just like, who would do this? Like, why would someone do this? And just, yeah, so I stopped talking to just all those friends. I didn't make videos for 6 months or 4 months, whatever it was. I don't even remember what I did. I think I just like played League all day, and I still had my girlfriend at the time. So yeah, that was happening too. But yeah, it was terrible. It was like, why, what's up with the Yu-Gi-Oh gods right now? Like I'm trying to create, this business, Simply Unlucky, and I'm trying to create something that I really love, that I really want to turn into something that is something that I would hope, that I would want people to be a part of, in the future, like that I would want to be, like if I was in their positions, like Simply Unlucky would be something like Yu-Gi-Oh was to me when I was a kid, and I'll get that get to that in a minute, but I was just like, wow, why do this then? And so I stopped kind of posting content for a bit. But then, I kind of got back into it again. I was like, I've worked so hard for this. Why would I stop now? And screw, that friend that stole my stuff. Screw all that stuff, and just try to get over it. And so then, 2015 rolls around, same time, like August again. And my roommate is stealing money from me. And then they move out. There's actually 2 roommates here, you guys, so it's a little hard to explain. But basically, one of them is stealing money from me, $300 a month for a few months. And then I was just in disbelief that it was happening because they were a friend. And then one of them, my best friend, decided, like he didn't want to pay rent for a bit. And, he said he would get me back. And then he just moves away. And, he owed me thousands of dollars. And so it was just like, he just disappeared kind of thing. And it was just like, okay. And then my girlfriend at the time decided to show me that I wasn't good enough for her by cheating on me. And yeah, so I was just like, what is happening? Like here I am in this situation again, and I'm just like, why am I even creating content? Why am I trying to push Simply Unlucky? And why if no one else believes in me or believes in it, then why do I believe in it, kind of thing? Like here I am working part-time, sometimes full-time. So working, I worked at a winery. I was doing the channel, I was doing Simply Unlucky, and I was going to school part-time. And I was just like, and I'm still not, I'm not good enough to, be a good enough boyfriend. I'm not good enough to be all this other, be a good enough friend, or I'm like people see me as a person they could just steal from, and that I'm worthless to them, kind of thing. And I just like, why would I publish videos on Simply Unlucky? And so once again, I took a little break from Simply Unlucky. And, I knew at the time, though, that those were all people in my life that needed to go. And I kind of figured that out pretty quick. And I think, like, December rolled around like about us 2015. And so, 8-9 months ago now, and December rolled around, I was just like, I don't like this whole pity party bullshit. And I don't like not believing in myself, and I don't like all that other kind of stuff. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to believe in Simply Unlucky, and I'm going to believe in all those people who believe in me and creating that content. And I was just like, obviously that's going to work. And it really did. And I don't know if you guys remember, like in December, I posted like a video a day, I think every single day. And it felt so good. And that's when I realized, I don't need shitty people in my life. If they don't want to be there, they don't need to be there. And at that time, I started Patreon again. back in 2013 when I saw something like as a business, I think I tried Patreon for the first time, and I think it was pretty feel. I was like, oh, people want to invest in Simply Unlucky. Here's their chance. If they have extra money lying around. That's not really how things work. I mean, sure, that could work if you get really lucky, but no, it's not really how it works. And so obviously it failed when I first did it. But at that time in 2013 or whenever it was when I first started Patreon, I actually met the CEO of Patreon when he only had like $50,000 in his pocket. It was pretty crazy story. I think his name's like Jack. It's very just common name. It was Jack, Dave, or Bob. I don't know. But seriously, that's one of those names, I'm pretty sure. And it was like him and his girlfriend, and they're at VidCon, and they're just like, hey man, we're trying to do this thing called Patreon. And I was like, oh, what is it? And he was just like, it's this thing where fans of content creators or people that believe in the content creators can support them and the content they create. And I was just like, whoa, this is genius. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, awesome. And I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And that was like, we talked for a lot longer than that. And yeah, and so it was just funny. And I actually had his email. And when I started up in, I think 2013 or maybe even 2015, like I emailed him and I was like, so 9 months ago, yeah, I think I emailed him. I was like, hey man, what's up? And he's like, here, I'm referring you to this person. And I was like, oh, okay. Because obviously Patreon's like a multi-million-dollar company now, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing about that. And but yeah, he's straight up the CEO. I think his name's Jack. And and so that was a funny experience. But basically, I didn't believe in Patreon enough when the first time I did it, and then the second time I did it back in 9 months ago in December, I don't think I made Patreon exactly what I'd want it to be. And it was more like, hey, if you guys invest this money, you'll see it right here in this video as a patron power video. And that's not at all what I want Patreon to be. Patreon, the whole point of Patreon is I want it to be an outlet for you guys to invest in something that you believe in, and for it to be able to change your life like it's changed mine. And there's not supposed to be like a physical outcome you're supposed to see from it. And like I'll go over the goals and my rewards here that I have for you guys, but that's what Patreon's supposed to be. And so I'm gonna go back again real quick though. But when I was very young, like 10, 12ish, my life was pretty bad, and I was not doing too good, and a whole bunch of terrible things had happened, and I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't know what to do with myself, and I ended up getting addicted. But thank God it was like to card games, and it wasn't to drugs or all those other terrible things that could have happened to me. And yeah, and so I just really want you guys to see. And I know you guys probably have like way worse stories than me or whatever. And I'm not trying to do like a draw my life video right now, because I know people have had much more terrible experiences and just harder lives than I have. But just it was very something. It was hard for me to deal with at the time, and the different things that happened to me. And I just didn't know what to do. And it was through Yu-Gi-Oh! And through my card shop that I was able to survive as a kid, to not take that path. I was able to choose a different path. And yeah, so with Simply Unlucky, I just kind of wanted to clarify for you guys that Simply Unlucky is a place where I want you guys to be able to come and feel like you guys are welcomed. Like this is a place that's for you guys. You guys can come on here and watch whatever content you want, talk to different people that are like-minded like you, and take part in something that, yes, I created Simply Unlucky, but Simply Unlucky is now becoming something that we all want. You know what I mean? Simply Unlucky is a show for us all, and it's something that I love, and it's something that you guys love. And just like how my card shop was there and Yu-Gi-Oh was there for me to kind of believe in, and just kind of take a different direction from a lot of different negative things that could have happened to me. That's what I hope Simply Unlucky could be for something like that for you guys, and just kind of be a place where you're free to just be yourself and do whatever you want, and enjoy content with the like-minded people, or content creator like me who enjoys all these different things that you guys enjoy, and just be yourself and say what you want to say in the comments below, and just have fun. And that was the goal with Simply Unlucky, especially when it was becoming a business for me back in like 2013, 2014. And that's what I was thinking about when these not so good things were happening. And so yeah, like when I came back in December, I was like, you know, I want to believe in you guys, and I want you guys to believe in me, and through that, kind of that whole believe in me who believes in you type thing. Let's do this, and like, you know, I don't want to sit here and throw a pity party for myself. You know, that wasn't the whole point. And it was just so Simply Unlucky has actually continued to help me, you know, go through different things in my life as I've grown up till, you know, even now. And but yeah, and so with Patreon though, you guys, I'm able to even take that a step further. And instead of just moving towards something like, you know, a channel and creating content, with Patreon we can actually move Simply Unlucky towards like a card shop, like an actual card shop. And that's always been my ultimate goal in the back of my mind, and it's seriously something I've wanted to move towards, you know, within the past couple of years of my life. And once again, I ran into some problems, but you know, I'll save that for a different video. But just Simply Unlucky can become like, I want Simply Unlucky to be the best card shop in the world, like hands down. And you guys think that's a joke? That's not a joke. Like, that's the plan. Simply Unlucky will be the best card shop in the world. Like, that's the plan, and that has been the plan. And so I don't know if I can do that, but Patreon is a place where I know you guys can be a part of it.